What's up, everybody? Jeff and Jordan here from the Togethermess podcast on Wednesday, June 25th at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. We are going to go live with our podcast.
Pull up your chairs, crack open those icy beers, and help us kick off summer live. And hopefully we will have our cul-de-sac crew here.
That's right. We're going to have games, giveaways, and hopefully some fun prizes along the way.
Make sure to follow us on Instagram, Togethermess Pod, for announcements and sneak peeks.
Yay Media Group.
Everyone, that's all they ask me. You enjoying the Bachelor lifestyle? How you doing? I'm like, dude, I go to bed at like 8:30. Pop
Really?
a little, yeah.
You should have taken advantage of it.
I know, but what was I going to do?
Hey guys, episode 149, fresh off the plane.
Welcome back.
Yes, oh my goodness, you guys. Today was a nightmare travel day. Trying to get back to Denver. I thought I was getting back earlier on this afternoon. Jeff was going to pick me up, and then we were going to do the podcast recording earlier. But because of storms, we kept getting delayed in Charlotte. And then when we were in Denver, we couldn't land. They made us go to Albuquerque and then go back because they wouldn't let any planes land because of the weather here. And we were just up in the sky forever. My kids were being so bad on the plane. And I just, when you're just over it, I'm like, I've been with you guys for like 12 days and I'm ready just to send them off to you.
All right. That was Jordan's little rant. Sorry, this is Tuesday. Like Jordan said, this is coming out probably a little bit late.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this on Wednesday, but it's the day before. And like Jordan said, we're recording pretty late. She just got off the plane and...
So excuse my mascara smeared.
And excuse my makeup. Because
I know, you always look good.
I still have makeup on from work. But when I wear makeup too long, my eyes get like bloodshot. I can't stand it. So I need to go. We all need to go take a shower, relax.
Yes.
The kids are outside. They miss the neighbors so much. So it's good for them to be back. But how was your trip?
It was
all
so
in all, because
much
everyone's been
fun.
following you through Instagram. You've been
Yes.
doing like a little journey.
I have. It was so fun. If you ever have the flexibility, time, to do it, you should. I wish I would have, I would say wish I would have done it sooner, but the kids were younger then. It's a lot easier traveling with them now because they get excited because they pack their little travel bags and they carry it with them and they feel cool and they like setting up every place we stayed at. They would like put things up like it was their house, like their hat, any of like the bracelets, seashells, anything that I bought them on the trip, they like put it up and organize everything and they love it. So we first started our trip because people kept asking, and this is not an ad. I paid to stay there. I've been going to, it's the Marriott Grand Dunes in North Myrtle Beach.
Well, here, back up a little bit more. So for my birthday, for those of you who don't know, we kind of did some back episodes before we left. And for my birthday, June 5th, we flew out to go see my family. And that was a Thursday. So we stayed with my family. That was very nice. My family got to see the boys. They don't see them that often other than FaceTime. So the 6th, 7th, I left the 8th, which is a Sunday because I had to work on Monday. Jordan stayed one more day in Chicago, which was the 9th. And today is the 17th. This is coming out on the 18th. And you've been gone since the 9th.
Yeah.
It seems like forever.
I wanted to stay till like the 24th. I wanted to stay longer, but you were like, that's way too long.
Don't you think it was getting long towards the end? 8 days is a lot.
I was having so much fun. And just when you're at the beach, it's just it's so relaxing. It's so laid back. Did not wear makeup. Maybe I only wore makeup, I think, one time. Actually, I wore makeup in Chicago. I didn't wear makeup at the beach, lived in my bathing suit.
Everyone asked me when you were gone, they're like, how many times is Jordan going to wear makeup? I'm like, I don't know, probably one or two. I got to wait till she gets back. Nobody cares how many times.
No, it's just being at the beach and like.
Who wears makeup at the beach?
Some people do and get ready. Like me and my mom, we're the same that we would just be in our bathing suits. I'm like, what do you want to do? And we would just get like grilled cheeses and split them. And then eat, and then let the boys play. And then we would just stay out on the beach till like 8 o'clock at night. And then we had a little routine that we did with the boys. So I always had them in bed by like 9 o'clock, 9:30. They would go to sleep. Then when we wake up, they want to go out on the beach. We would go out on the beach starting at like 9:30 in the morning.
All right. Go back to like and you ended a trip and then went to on the 9th, to the Grand Dunes.
On the
Keep it in chronological. We'll knock this out. I'm just reeling you back in. That's all.
So on the 9th,
Monday, you flew out.
I flew into Myrtle Beach and we stayed at the Marriott Grand Dunes because people kept asking me on Instagram, please share where you stayed. I've been staying there since I was in high school when my parents were married. And it's wonderful. The bartenders at the Cove, that's like where you get your food and drinks, all of that. They've been there for years. And it's so nice because you can sit by the pool and you can order your food there. They have water slides, hot tub. You're right on the ocean. And I just would rent beach chairs on the beach.
So that's the only place like on the East Coast where you could get food by the pool.
No, it's just my favorite spot because in North.
We stayed there back in the day. I mean, like how long ago?
I always go there.
15 years ago?
And it was very quiet. No, I was wondering why it was so quiet there. And I didn't realize kids were just getting out of school over there. I mean, we've been out of school since May.
Yeah.
And so if you ever need a family vacation, stay there. Because what's great about it is it's in North Myrtle Beach. So you're not far from where you need to go. Like there's Barefoot Landing, because people asked, Broadway at the beach. And you got to go to Famous King's Pizza. That's where we went. And then this is a little further out.
Real quick, I was talking to some people at work. I don't want to interrupt your story, but they were saying we get out so early because it gets hot in Denver and they don't have like air conditioning. I'm sure it gets hot everywhere, it's summertime, but they let the kids out early so the classroom isn't so hot. That's why things are starting to get out earlier. That's just what I heard. I don't know.
Is that true?
I don't know. We were just talking at work and someone brought that up.
Well, our property taxes doubled. Do you think that they could put some
Anyways,
AC
go
units
ahead.
in there?
Go back to the pizza, yeah.
So we did Marriott Grand Dunes. Kids loved it. So fun. Then we moved to the next spot. We stopped by Calabash, the town of Calabash. So if you're in Myrtle, don't go to the Calabash seafood restaurants. You want to go to the town of Calabash. It's like near Little River. Went there, had lunch, stopped, hung out there. Then we went to, most of the time we spent in Southport, Wilmington, and Oak Island. Oak Island was great. If you love just simple and chill, it's more houses, not resorts, and it's not like commercialized. And then at the pier, there's like a bar in there, and then you just pay. It's either $1 or $3 you pay, and you can go out on the pier. Like I would get my kids ice cream, and just very chilled. The water is so warm. I loved it. It felt
East Coast,
so good.
East Coast beaches are nice. They're really warm as opposed to like California beaches, West Coast beaches. The Pacific's a little cooler. The Atlantic's a little warmer.
Yeah. And then one day we went down to Southport, hung out there. That's a really cute little charming little town. I stopped by a Southern Christmas store. I wanted everything. It was like Christmas, but patriotic. I wanted to buy everything, but I couldn't bring it home. So I bought my cul-de-sac. Everybody got a Christmas ornament, and we got an ornament. And Jeff got what is it called? Pimp shrimp shirt. Does anybody know what that is? My dad's like, oh, that's super popular here. I've never heard of it.
Pimp shrimp?
Pimp shrimp.
It's a nice shirt.
It looks like I don't know, the same, like Vineyard Vines, like those type shirts. And just did shopping there, ate on the water. It's so pretty. And hung out with my mom. I think we wore her out. We had a lot going on. The day I left my mom, we had a scare. I actually had to call 911.
All right, leave it there. That's a good little tease. We'll take a quick little break, and then you can come back, finish that story up.
Okay.
If you listen to this podcast, you know we have a lot going on in our lives, both of us as a couple and individually, and I'm sure you do too at home. But if there's one thing I do on the daily and I haven't missed, I would say maybe for over 2 years now, is taking my AG1 in the morning. Have you ever broken your trend of taking AG1?
No, only time I have is like when school just got out and then my routine was messed up. But I can always tell when I don't take my AG1. I like taking it for gut health. I like taking it for energy. It makes me feel better. Like you said, if you kind of feel like you're immune, like you might be getting sick, it might feel, I don't know, sometimes I do that. Like if I've had too much drinks on the weekends, I might have a little more AG1. Not like you. You said the other day that you do too. Sometimes when you feel down, I always make sure that I put vitamin D3, K2 in mine, and I do 4 ounces and shake it up. You kind of mix yours with some other things, but it makes me feel better. And it's actually funny. The other day I was making my AG1, and it's summertime here. Our kids are out of school. I know other places people are still in school, and one of the neighbor kids go, "Hey, my parents drink that every morning. Why do you drink it every morning?" And I go, "Because it's good." I go, it's making you strong. It's making you healthy. That's why we like drinking it.
And the packaging, like Jordan said, makes you feel special about yourself. Not only is it good for you, it does make you feel good. And then it does make you feel like you're part of a club. If you do have that AG1 glass and other people see it, they'll come up to you and say how much they like it as well. But now AG1 has leveled up even more with their AG1 Next Gen. This upgraded formula has been clinically shown to increase healthy gut bacteria by 10 times, all for the same price for less than $3 a day. That's less than a cup of coffee these days.
Now clinically backed with an upgraded formula, this is the perfect time to try AG1 if you haven't yet. We have been drinking AG1 for 2 years now, and we are both so happy to be partnering with them. So subscribe today to try Next Gen of AG1 for less than $3 a day. If you use our link, you'll also get a free gift with your first order. So make sure to check out drinkag1.com/togetherness to get started with AG1's Next Gen and notice the benefits for yourself.
That's drinkag1.com/togetherness, MESS. Try it out for yourself.
All right, welcome back. So my mom, the day that I was leaving my mom's, she got really sick, vomiting, I don't have to go in details, all that stuff going on. And she came in the room. I was packing everything because I was going to leave and head off to my next stop. And she's like, "I'm really not feeling good." And she was super pale. So I went in her bedroom with her and I was like, "What's going on? What's wrong with you?" And she's like, "Oh, I think I'm going to vomit again." And so she started vomiting, and then she was super pale. I was having flashbacks when she had a heart attack when she was 42. I was like, oh my gosh. So not getting into much detail because my mom's very private. But
Sorry.
she like lost conscious, and she was sweating. Like when she was throwing up, I was like, "You were just pouring sweat." So I was like putting a washcloth on her, and then she lost conscious, and I picked her up.
Did you have I imagined you had just those flashbacks of when she did have that heart attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
sure.
I was like, "Oh."
How did you, you told me the story. The audience doesn't know, but like you like sprung into action.
I
like
did.
Instead of like, it's, some people have that fight or flight,
Oh, I did.
You sprung into action, like some people think they will in the moment, but you never know, but you did.
No, I had to.
Of course. But
because my mom's husband wasn't there. Peyton's there. Peyton's crying and nervous. His voice is all shaking.
Your brother, yeah.
Yeah, my brother. And then the boys, I'm trying to get them out of the room. So anyways, I lay my mom down and I'm like, wake up. And I'm like hitting her face. I had been putting a rag on her because she was just sweating so bad. She told me her whole left arm went numb and then her hand cramped up like this. And so I uncramped her hand and it went back like that. And I got her awake. And then I was like, "What's wrong?" are you hurting? Are you having chest pains? What's going on? And she was like, my arm. And then she said she couldn't talk. So then I was thinking heart attack, but then I was like, is she having a stroke? And I was like, and then she kind of dozed off and passed out again. And then I woke her back up. I was like, you have to look at me, keep talking to me.
But the ambulance was on its way.
Yeah, because I yelled for my brother and I was like, call 911 right now.
And speaking of fight or flight, flight.
Yeah. Peyton was freaking out. Then the kids saw my mom. They're crying. And I'm like, okay, boys, you got to go in the other room. Peyton, stay on the phone. But my mom's in this new house. I don't know anything about the area. So I was like, Mom, you got to tell me, what street do you live on? What street? And she'd just say like little words. And then I'm like, where are we? Where are you? What is your name? Like, I'm like, keep talking to me. What are we doing tomorrow? I mean, I didn't really know what I was doing. I just knew like I needed to keep her awake.
It sounds like you did though. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what I was doing. And then they were like, get her, was it Aleve?
Yeah, like aspirin if you have a heart attack, I guess. Yeah.
So the guy's like, the guy on the operator.
And then the arm going numb is like a sure sign of like a heart attack.
Her hand was like this.
Yeah.
And then when her eyes were closed. And then when I would talk to her, her eyes would be really bug-eyed. And anyways, long story short, she's fine, was severely dehydrated, got a virus, one that lasts 48 hours. And that's pretty much what put her out. And then she was having these, I don't know the medical term, she told me. And that's what was causing the arm numbness and what was causing her to pass out.
Yeah, which was weird to hear because I've never heard of that.
Yeah, she told me, she looked it up and she's like, that's exactly what happened. And I was like, do you remember this? And I was talking to her on the phone because once I knew she was okay, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to continue on. And because she's fine, they were like,
yeah, and the doctor told you what's up.
The doctor was like, it's not a heart attack. It's not anything like that. So, and my mom was like, you're good. So, and then her husband got there.
Yeah.
So as soon as her husband got there, she was fine. But it's a good thing I didn't leave, like I said, because she would have been by herself and she would have been passed out. Nobody would have been there if me and Peyton were.
I know, it's scary.
Leave. So, and then last stop I had to go see Big Sexy, and we had a boat day on the lake all day. Kids loved it. They were jumping in the lake. My dad lives like right by the lake. He used to live right on the lake, but now he's just like a little over. But the kids kept jumping in. Leighton pushed Lawson off the dock in the water. I was like, well, what are y'all doing?
How was it being with just the kids for 8 days?
At the beach, they were fine. Like normally here or anywhere else, I'd probably be super stressed. The ocean was my best friend. The boogie boards were a hit. And we would leave at 9:30, go on the beach, and then we were out there till like 4:00. They didn't want to leave. They didn't want to do anything. So I would go up to, like I said, when we were staying at that resort, I'd go up and order them lunch, some grilled cheeses, and we'd all eat grilled cheese and like fries and just sit on the beach. And then they would continue. They loved finding crabs. You can find them in the sand. That was another thing, and like digging. So the beach really helped because by the time they were done with that and then they would eat, they were a little worn out.
Of course. The ocean wears you out. The sun, the water, because you're fighting that. I was FaceTiming the whole time, so I saw them in the water. There wasn't like a big rip or anything like that. No. And they were
I was in the water the whole time.
Yeah, and
I made Peyton get in. One time I go, Peyton, I've been doing this for I don't know how many days. You're going in the water with him today. I go, I'm so tired.
But they were smart. So like if you know the ocean, all you've been there, and obviously there's that, if you go out a little bit, there's that first wave that comes in and you can catch it all the way in. They were catching that second group that already crashed on the water and riding that up into the sand, which is much safer.
I was teaching them. I was doing it myself without a boogie board because I'm too big. And so I was like, okay, look, guys, when the waves come and this is what you do.
Start kicking.
And then I got slammed and like my bathing suit top went all the way down because I got hit really hard with the wave and my belly, or I was wearing a tube top one piece and it went all the way down to my belly button. And I was like, oh my gosh. And so then I was like, all right, that's it. That's your lesson.
Because you guys, they play like where the waves break.
Yeah.
You know, like where they crash.
But they were great listeners because before we went in, I was like, okay, listen, you have to listen to me. The ocean is not the pool.
Mm-hmm.
And I would make them tie the boogie board, like snap it around their waist, or not a waist, their wrist, because if they did, like Leighton got hit a couple times and like it swallowed the water and he's like,
Oh, I do that too. I think you got to go through that though.
But then, because you can't see anything. And so I would make sure, and they weren't out far. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. The second breakers for people at home.
It made me feel better.
Yeah.
Like that I could see them where the boogie board was if they went under.
Oh, yeah. And then they could grab it too.
Yeah.
But they weren't out where they could. Again, I want to stress that.
No.
Yeah.
And the lifeguard, there was a lifeguard. People were going out far. And if you went out far, she was like right on it. Like she stands like this and blows her whistle until you.
That's good. Because people don't, especially kids, they don't understand the power of the ocean and the riptide underneath.
We did another day. I forgot. We went to Lake Waccamaw and watched alligators, and there's so many alligators. And what's crazy, it's kind of like that story I told y'all about that my friend that grew up in Florida, she'll swim in the water where there are alligators. Remember I shared that one time?
Yeah.
And they'll go on the boat. This place, there's so many alligators and kids were just swimming and fishing like on the edge. To me, I thought it was crazy, but I guess if you grow up there and you're used to it. But my brother has some friends that live in Lake Waccamaw, and we were going to go to their house and they were going to let us use their golf cart. And so we could get like even closer. But she called my brother and was like, I don't think it's a good idea that you guys use our golf cart, because there was a 12-year-old that got attacked by a alligator that was in the water with all her friends swimming. And she was like, I just, and I was like, oh, that's fine. We got little ones. I don't need Leighton would be the one to fall in. And so I go, oh, that's totally fine. So we did it with Peyton. Like you can get right up there, but I made the boys stay in the car.
And the girl was okay.
Oh, the girl. Yeah, I think she's like in critical condition, I think.
Well, that's
it was on the news. It was on the news. My brother was telling me about it. I mean, I wasn't there when that happened. It was like on the news.
Critical condition? You told me that she was fine.
I think she's in critical condition.
Well, that's not fine.
Because my mom told me she saw it on the news.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, why would you swim where there's alligators?
Trust me. I told Peyton, I go, why do you do this? And Peyton goes with his friends and hangs out with them, and they all get in the water. Peyton won't get in the water. I'm like, well, you'll be a good meal. Peyton will. And
he's as big as those alligators.
And so Peyton goes, oh, I won't get in the water. I was like, I wouldn't even step foot knowing if there's at least one.
Yeah, no.
But I guess, if you grow up there and you're used to it, alligators being around, I guess it's a normal thing. I don't know. I wouldn't do it. My brother said they say it's like swimming in the ocean. There's sharks in there. But I'm like, it's close quarter.
I was at work and I have no idea what the story is, but I just like looked up because we always have the TV on. And I think it was a hotel or an apartment, and the lady got evicted or kicked out, and she has a pet alligator in there with her. Yeah. And I don't know the whole story, but then they just showed her walking out of the room like with a leash, and this alligator was like 6 foot long.
How did the alligator not turn? She had it taped, the mouth taped.
No, I looked over and I saw this story, and the lady was walking out of her room and she was walking the alligator. This had to be in Florida. Where else would it be? Florida or Texas? I don't know. But yeah, I have no idea what the story is, but they're walking out. And then I remember going like, I hope that person gets eaten. Like, what are you doing? It's like I watched this one video. I don't know. When people like get out of their cars at zoos, I talk about like those things, and then they get attacked by the animal. Like, you're an idiot. And I watched this one video of this shark guy. This was a long time ago, but I always remember. And he went in and there was like these little, I forgot what kind of sharks they were, like reef sharks or whatever they were. And he was only in like to his knees. and he goes in and he got his calf bitten off by one of these sharks.
Oh my gosh.
And so he had to get surgery and everything, it bit him off. It, gave a big chunk out. And he goes, that's so rare. That never happens. That's like lightning striking. And he went and he goes, so after he recovered, he went back like to not conquer his fears. He's like, of course I'm going back. Those sharks don't do that. That's like a one-off that never happens. He went back in the water and a shark bit his other leg.
Shut up. Did he lose it?
No, it just bit. They're like little reef sharks or something. I just remember seeing the story. I'm like, what do you want me to do? Feel bad for you, dude? It's like people who play with grizzly bears. Like that one guy, you ever see that documentary, that guy who thinks he's friends with bears and they ate him?
Oh my gosh.
You never saw that story?
Uh-uh.
I don't feel bad for you. I don't feel bad at all. These wild animals aren't your friend. This 6-foot alligator that you're walking is not your friend. This chimpanzee that you think is your buddy because you raised him will eat your face off. And I have no sympathy for you.
Yeah, that's nuts.
All right, we're going to pause there.
Yeah.
We'll come back and get back to the vacation. I steered away. All right, we'll take a quick break.
Okay, welcome back. You know what I never appreciated that much when I lived in North Carolina was the trees. I have so many videos on my camera because I was like, wait, slow down. And then I would stop and get a video of the trees. It was like those moss trees.
That's the ones that I did for the engagement on Big Brother.
Yeah.
That tree like that is in the backyard.
But even the palm trees, I was like taking pictures of just trees and just the houses, like the old houses. I just love that. It's just
and the
so
old
pretty.
beach towns.
Yeah, it's so cool. And like everybody's just, it's just so, when you're there, it's like you're not thinking of like anything, like your problems, anything. You just feel like everything's good.
Including your husband.
What?
There was days like you didn't even call me. I'm like, dude, what's up?
I was exhausted.
You can't fire a text out? A quick FaceTime?
Oh, sorry. I was with the boys and then I would get them put down and then I would sit down for a second and take a break. It's exhausting being with your kid. Like tonight, I'm exhausted. I'm like, I cannot wait to hand them to you after the flight.
I'll take them. They're playing with the neighbors right now. Yeah, I don't mind at all.
Happy.
I get it.
Jeff, I texted him because you were waiting a while. And I was like, you know what? Why don't you just come in? Because I had extra bags. And it was like perfect timing. We just intercepted with each other.
I was waiting there with your bags for like 20 minutes.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
Well, we were in the very, very back of the plane.
I was wondering. I'm like, what happened now?
Oh, yeah. We were row 31. I had to wait for everyone to get off. And then the boys, I have to pee. And Denver was packed. And then the family restrooms are always busy. So then I'm like, the boys want to go in the men's bathroom, but I'm like, no, you guys got to go with me. I'm not letting you go in there by yourself.
Yeah.
And so,
they'll be fine, but they're still a little young.
No, I make them go in with me because we're at the airport. There's too much going on. And so I didn't have to go. So I just like wait and they were in the restroom and then, it takes a minute. Oh, and then Lawson was scared with the escalator. He told me he was fine. So Leighton goes and then I go, you're good? And he's like, yeah, I'm right behind you. So I get on and then Lawson kept stepping off with his toe. And then I was like, Lawson. And he goes, oh my gosh. And I was going all the way down. So then I'm like, Leighton, you stay down here. I had to go back up the escalator and then help Lawson get back down. He's never done that.
I don't know.
He got nervous.
Oh, well, you know why? Because that story with
our friend?
Yeah, with our friend. And didn't he lose a pinky toe in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why he's scared. Because the Crocs, there's a lot of stories if you're wearing like foam shoes, like sandals or Crocs, that sucks right into those escalators, you know?
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine?
No, I can't.
And then, you know what else I want to talk about? Downloading movies. So we have Amazon Prime, okay?
Oh, yeah. Let's get fired up.
And I'm downloading movies for the boys for the plane. Here in Colorado, I bought Minecraft.
Right.
So Lawson could have it, Jurassic Park. We bought it.
So
We
everyone
paid.
knows that you know those things that you could rent it to watch it once, or you could buy it to have it your own, and it's under your account.
So, I download the Amazon Prime app and I log into our account and I'm downloading movies for the boys. But movies like Minecraft, Jurassic Park, it won't let me download those movies, but I'm logged into my account. But if I want to download them, I got to buy them.
That's bullshit.
Unless I am doing something wrong. You tried it too, didn't you? Because I was complaining.
But when you buy it, you purchase the rights to use it on your device. So what does it matter?
But then what am I doing wrong here? So we had kids, this is before we left for our trip. We had kids down here in our basement, and I was trying to turn on Minecraft down here in the basement. And because I bought the Minecraft on Lawson's TV upstairs in his room, I couldn't watch Minecraft down here.
Yeah, I don't like that. It should be under your account.
But am I doing something wrong?
Maybe I'm getting mad for no reason. I don't know. Maybe I got to check it out. But I don't know.
That annoyed me.
Of course it did, because you bought it. So why?
Yeah, because Lawson's like, I want to watch Minecraft. And I go, Lawson, I'm sorry. I'm not buying Minecraft again on the iPad.
No way. That's probably why they do that.
But then I deleted the app and then I logged back into, downloaded it over again because I was like, maybe there's a glitch. Yeah. Same thing happened. I was like, I just don't understand.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And then Lawson loves Jurassic Park. And that was partially why they were on the plane, because they were like, I don't want to watch this. They were like, I want to watch something else. I want to watch Minecraft, something I really want to watch. And I downloaded other things that I could find.
Well, it's over now.
Yeah. How was, did you enjoy your quiet time?
It was a little too quiet. I was lonely.
Were you?
Yeah, I was.
I thought you were going to enjoy yourself. I'm working. I can work on the yard. Hanging out with the neighbors.
No, I didn't hang out really. The weekend actually the week I got back, I was tired seeing my family and everything, and I didn't feel that great. And I actually lost my voice midweek.
Oh, you did? I remember talking.
Yeah, and I wasn't doing anything. I just stayed home and I did little yard projects, painted some things and put things together. But I wasn't feeling that great. So everyone, that's all they asked me. You enjoying the Bachelor lifestyle? How you doing? I'm like, dude, I go to bed at 8:30. I wasn't doing anything. I'd come home from work. I'd make something to eat. I'd maybe fix something or mow the lawn or whatever it was I did that day. And then I was like, you know what? I just want to feel better. So I'm just going to go. And I'd go up in the room around 8:30, pop a little gummy.
You should have taken advantage of it.
I know, but what was I going to do? Everyone's texting me like, do you want to go do something? I'm like, I got to wake up at 5 a.m. Go where?
Well, on the weekend.
I went to the pool.
Yeah.
On Saturday, but everyone thinks it's you're a bachelor. What are you going to do now? Yeah, what do you want me to do? There's nothing to do. So I was a little lonely, but then some nights I was like, oh, this is nice. And then I was like, I miss everybody. It was too quiet for me. I was lonely.
Well, it's no, it doesn't happen all that time. Just wait. In 2 days, you'll probably be crazy around here and you'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm ready for them to get out of here.
I think I like the crazy. That's kind of...
I would have taken advantage of it and just been like, okay, I don't think...
But I was like, maybe I'll go fishing. But then I'm like, I don't want to go fishing without the boys. And I'm like, maybe I'll watch this docuseries. And I'm like, well, I don't want to watch this without Jordan. So I watched a lot of sports. That's all I did was lay there. There's the hockey is great. The basketball is great. So I just been watching those.
Guess what I watched? Well, I barely watched anything, but if I did watch anything, Friday night was Dateline. Me and my mom. I was like, Mom, this is the same thing you've been doing. I remember in high school getting off of work and her and my dad would be watching Dateline or 2020. And that's their Friday night thing. And still to this day, that is what she does. Dateline.
Well, you're your mom for sure.
Oh, for sure.
All right, let's wrap this up. I know you're tired. We got to wrangle the kids. It's getting pretty late. Again, sorry about this. It's kind of about nothing. We just wanted to catch everybody up on what's going on. We're finally back. So this is coming out on Wednesday, hopefully, which is tomorrow. A week from today, which is Wednesday, on the 25th, June 25th, we're having a live event. We're doing a live podcast Our producers from Yay Network, they're all coming out. We got some cool things in store, obviously giveaways and things like that. We also have some behind the scenes stuff, not for you guys, for us, that we're going to go do. We're going to go out to dinner, maybe a concert at Red Rocks. But I want you guys to be aware. We'll post a little more on our Instagram, give you a little bit more details of what's going on. But on the 25th of June, we are doing a live podcast, and we want you guys to be aware of that. So there's going to be awesome giveaways, just like we said. We're getting all of our sponsors involved, hopefully, and we're dialing in some other things because we told you guys we wanted some guests. A couple canceled, but we want to make sure our equipment's right in case we do have a guest, so we're dialed in for the summertime because we want to keep this going. I know a lot of people take time off during the summer or they need time with their family. That's all good, and I love that. But we want to keep this going so there's something to listen to, and we're going to stay consistent with our podcast. So that's what we're doing. Again, stay tuned. We'll have more details when our episode drops on Monday. And then again, the following Wednesday, it's going to be a live podcast. So we're looking forward to that.
Yes, tune in. Maybe there might be neighbors, maybe.
I know they keep putting cul-de-sac boys on everything. I don't know if they're coming or not, but I'm sure we could make them make an appearance.
If they have enough drinks, they'll come. Mark for sure will come.
Oh yeah, I could go get Mark right now.
Yeah, Mark will totally come.
Yeah.
But anyways, you guys have a wonderful week, and yeah. Sorry if I bored you. I hope you enjoyed that.
No, people just want to know what you're doing and catching up. And
if you ever get a chance and you have time to do that, you're flexible. Because I got a deal. I felt like of the century for what I pay for my plane tickets. I was very excited about it. But if you have the flexibility, do it. It's like a reset, and you just feel so much better, and it feels good, and your kids have fun and memories and all that stuff. So y'all have a wonderful week. Thank you for downloading, subscribing, tagging your friends, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Yay Media Group.